Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man. At your service. How are you all? Hope you're very well. Yes, I've got one of these and I'm sitting at Kilty's Tavern at the moment. The only other patrons here are a couple of wise guys. These big old ears and big toothy smiles. I don't trust them, don't know about you. This guy's great though. He's a real party animal. Yeah. Settle down now, settle down. Shut up. Folks, yeah, now, there's been a bit of a delay with the videos this week. As usual, start of the week I promise, oh, I'm getting this, and this, and I'm going to review this, then this, and there'll be videos tonight and all sorts of stuff. Well, there will be. No, what slowed it down is that I keep saying this thing called real life. I don't know if you guys have encountered it. Really isn't good. You know, I try to avoid it at all costs. If I see it coming down the street towards me, I just turn tail and I run the other way. But no, a few of you will remember last year. In fact, it's almost a year ago exactly that my dad, Big Kilt-Papa, died, and then was reborn, and then died again, and still came back. You just can't put that guy down, you know. No, what it is, because he did recover. I say recover, you know, he's breathing. I wouldn't call it living exactly, and he's in a home which, from where I'm sitting right now, is behind you, and about a quarter of a mile that way. And my mum, big Kilt Mama, goes to see him religiously all the time, or rather, she did do, until a certain thing just came up out the blue this year. I don't know if you guys have been affected by it. Oh, what the hell is it again? COVID. COVID-19 came in, you know, like a wrecking ball and just destroyed everything. And sadly, it meant that, you know, my mum, who's been married to him for like, God, 60 years? Is it something? Do you know what? I can't remember. A long time. No, it's more than that. It's 70, it's 75 years they've been married. Think about that. And I think I'm even underestimating there as well. My dad's 93, my mum is 18. I don't know. But anyway, what it is, obviously it's caused a lot of problems because she's not been able to go and visit him. And although he's just sitting there and he's, you know, got his catheter in and his tubes and all that, and he's breathing, he's eating and he's drinking, and the home just tells us, oh yeah, he's doing well. There'll be no intervention should anything arise again, like what happened last year. Nothing would be. I mean, you've got to understand that, of course. But my mother seems to think, excuse me, my mother seems to think, because she's sort of losing her marbles, her short-term memory's gone, and she gets confused. And each time we see her, she thinks she's seen my dad, and you know she hasn't. And you're like, oh, you know, and she can't get her head around the whole lockdown thing and social distancing, and the fact that she should be shielding as well. But anyway, what I'm coming to is this. She said only the other day, oh, I saw your dad last week, and yes, he's doing well. He doesn't sound so good these days, though. And me and Mrs. Kilt-Man are like, what do you mean you saw my dad? Oh God, not a ghost, is he? What? And because he's not dead yet, to my knowledge. And although he's died several times, you know, and he's getting better at this death thing. But she goes, no, I've seen him. So don't say nothing. Don't burst the bubble and say, oh, you haven't seen him for months, mother. Let her just go on thinking that. You tell her otherwise, you're going to upset her all the more. Anyway, it transpires via various other people who've been in touch with me that yes, in fact she has seen my dad. She's been allowed to go and see him because he's not been doing too well. I mean, there's definitely complications, but he's comfortable and he's stable. He won't be getting up again anytime soon. He won't be going down the crest to run on that bobsleigh anymore. But but my mum's been allowed to go and see him. Possibly the only person who has been allowed in the home to go and visit anyone, such as the notoriety of Big Fred Mac, Big Kilt-Papa. And but masked up, she's got to stand in the doorway of his room, and of course it's not the same. So she's actually seen him a couple of times, but this was all news to us. So of course now she but my mother's one of these that when she sees him, and she should be elated, she should be, oh, you know, Fred, and waving to him and all that. She gets distressed because of he's not the guy that she used to know, and so it obviously upsets her a lot. So we get these sort of frantic phone calls, and last night, and in fact a couple of times this week, we've had these where we've not been able to make sense of what she's saying, and it sounds like absolute panic. But I've spoken to the home, and they, oh no, she can come and see him, but she's got to be socially distanced, and sadly none of us can go in. So she needs, apparently, someone is meant to escort her and look after her in case she has a bit of a breakdown, throws a wobbler. So it's awkward as hell. That means we've got to wait outside the home, and while she goes in, and then we've got to pick up the pieces of the remnants of her shattered emotions. And so what I'm saying is, like, this is why the roller coaster ride of, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, has been somewhat interrupted. No excuses, it's just the way things are. But hey, don't you worry. This little video is just to explain why that is, because you're all my friends, and I like to. A lot of you knew about what happened last year with my dad, and the fact that he died twice in front of me, had to do it in front of me, nobody else, just me, died, and made me act like a fool and run towards the net, because he was in hospital, intensive care, run to all the nurses and and the doctors, my dad is dead, and by the time they came in, started breathing again. They did that twice to me. I vowed there wouldn't be a third time. But the thing is, in all these months of lockdown, I haven't seen him, and I know for a fact that the last time he did see me in the home, he didn't recognise me. He didn't know who I was. Then again, would you admit to it, if the son that you were proud of, who had a short, high and tight flat top, wore a green beret, was an award-winning published author, suddenly appeared wearing a tartan skirt with hair down here, Dad, I'm on YouTube now, and he'd be like, you wouldn't want to know him either, would you? You wouldn't claim any, relationship to him. So that's all very weird, and I know that a lot of people are clearly going through very similar situations. Aged parents, the lockdown, relatives in homes, relatives in hospitals who they can't visit. I use words for a living. Even I can't find the words to describe the hellish scenario that has befallen the human society with all of this. You'd never have written it down. People go like, that's too far-fetched. But here we go again. And with the advent of localised lockdowns now, poor old Leicester, the city of Leicester has got its own unique, personalised lockdown now. And there is talk even around here of little outbreaks of COVID. So far we've pretty much coasted through all of this madness, working from home, drinking enormous amounts of whiskey, receiving enormous amounts of masks and movies and merchandise to show you guys, lots of reviewing and waffling on to help while away these lockdown hours. But yeah, reality at some point has to hit, and it's affecting the people around me. Other family members are affected by it, and that knock-on effect obviously hits me, and obviously happens the way it happens to me. It stalls my momentum. But guys, don't worry. From this point onwards, I will be banging videos out every single moment that I can, because there is lots. Stuff arrived this week. I did tell you about that. Some Hammer movies, a favourite of mine. Some more Joker stuff as well to go with the whole Batman theme at the moment. And so you're going to get to see all this. But I wanted to put you guys in the picture. Never think that Kilt-Man's been quiet for a couple of days. Maybe he's given up. No, that's never going to be the case. It's always going to be something has got in the way and stopped me, almost physically. But God help us when I start losing my marbles. I start repeating myself and forgetting things. I mean, God help us when I start losing my marbles and start forgetting things and repeating myself. Look at these crazy guys here. You know what I mean. But I think one of the worst things of getting older, or any kind of mental, psychological illness, Alzheimer's, dementia, anything like that, which chips away. I mean, I think you're like a mosaic. Your life is a mosaic of memories, of ideas, of impressions, of thoughts, inspirations, plans, dreams. But once you start losing bits of that, the whole design, the picture remains, but it's distorted. So you imagine being in that and being on the outside, having to tread on eggshells with someone who's like that, like my mum. You've got to stop yourself with saying, by stopping her and correcting it. Because if you say, oh no, you did this, and she has no memory of it, the memory just isn't there. You're only going to confuse them all the more. It's agonising for them. It's agonising for the people who have to deal with it, because you don't know what to say. And I admire carers and people in the health business who know how to treat people like that and just take it in their stride. It's family members that find it difficult to do, because again, you've got memories of how that person should be, and when that's not working out, you're trying to find a way to get around it, and it just in the end, that mosaic, a few more chips and cracks appear, a few more pieces get dislodged, and you're trying to make sure the whole lot doesn't just come down and shatter on the floor. So it's very, very strange, and I'm not the best at dealing with that either. Mrs. Kilt-Man's superb at it. She had many years of dealing with her own mother, who had dementia from a very horribly young age, and it then escalated, and now sadly she's gone. But it is a horrible thing to lose one's sense of self, one's memories. In my mum's case, it's just the short-term memory. Everything from 20, 30, 40 years ago, fucking Second World War. Oh God, she can reel all that off. She knows everyone that stormed the beaches at Normandy. She knows everybody. It can reel it off. But what happened half an hour ago? Did you speak to me on the phone? Yeah. And then did you phone me again because you forgot you phoned me the first time? Yeah. Sorry folks, it's not all doom and gloom. It isn't. There's just been this week. There's been a little bit of a peak. As Bojo Boris Johnson would say. There's been a peak, and we must flatten that peak and come down the other side and flatten that sombrero. I'll never forget him calling the COVID peak a sombrero. Folks, anyway, what's playing behind us there is Roque Banos' awesomely Bernard Herrmann-esque theme to Brad Anderson's The Machinist, starring Christian Bale, where he shrank down to dangerous levels of super skinniness just before making Batman Begins, where he bulked up huge. That's actually quite easy to do, by the way, to slim down to nothing. The explosive weight gain and bulk gain, done scientifically, you can get huge very quickly from doing that. Shocking system. But he gives a dynamite performance as a guy with memory loss. What's he hidden? What's he forgotten? Who's out to get him? Is anybody out to get him? And Roque Banos' score is this queasy, menacing, brooding, dark. Oh, listen to it. Theremin. Oh, it's just exquisite. Why am I playing that whilst talking about, family problems and health issues? Well, that's kind of like my mindset at the moment. Weird. I'm not sure what the next phone call is going to bring. I'm not sure where my next whiskey's coming from. Oh, it's going to come from that bottle there. Phew, at least that bit's okay. Listen to that. One day I might cover The Machinist because it's such an exquisite, dark thriller, drama, mystery. Very noir-esque. It's also got Michael Ironside in it as well. The great Michael Ironside. But Bale is incredible. Folks, in the meantime, and indeed the in-between time, from me, the Gremlins here, and from Max, and his dog, which is there somewhere, and indeed my dog, which is just over there. There she is. Take it easy. Be happy, be healthy, stay safe, and look after those around you. And the next video will be uplifting. I'm not down, folks. I'm not down. I'm just trying to explain that, you know, shit doth happen. So, folks, I'm going to see you all